Here are 5 signs an INFJ secretly likes you. Number 1. They suddenly start opening up a little. When an INFJ starts to like you, something subtle but magical happens. They start sharing themselves. Not in an oversharing, here's my entire life story kind of way, but in these quiet, intentional moments where they let you peek behind their calm, composed exterior. Normally, INFJs are masters of mystery. They'll listen to you for hours, nodding thoughtfully, asking questions that make you feel seen and understood. But when they start liking you, they slowly shift gears. Suddenly, you're not just talking, you're connecting. They might share a personal belief, a secret goal, or even one of their strange little theories about life that they never tell anyone else. It's like they're saying, hey, I trust you enough to show you a piece of my inner world. And trust me, that's a big deal. INFJs guard that world like it's the crown jewels. You'll also notice their vulnerability comes in layers. They'll test you first, drop a soft emotional hint to see how you respond. If you're open, kind, and non-judgmental, they'll slowly open up more. If you're dismissive or shallow about it, they'll quietly retreat back into their emotional fortress faster than you can blink. And when they do share, it's often meaningful. They might reveal a personal struggle, an old wound, or a dream that genuinely matters to them. It's their way of saying, I feel safe with you, without actually saying it. So, if you're usually reserved, INFJ starts talking more about what's going on inside their mind, or admits they feel something deeply. You're not just chatting anymore. You've officially been invited past the surface, into a part of them most people never get to see. Number 2, they remember tiny details about you. INFJs have an almost spooky ability to remember the smallest things about people, but when they like you, it's on another level. You'll mention your favorite tea once, and a week later they'll casually bring you a cup of it without saying a word. You'll tell them about a stressful work meeting, and 2 days later they'll ask, so, how did that go? Like they've been thinking about it ever since. They don't just hear what you say, they store it, categorize it, and attach emotional meaning to it. Every little thing you share becomes a thread in how they understand you. It's their love language, quiet attentiveness. It's not about being creepy or obsessive, it's just how their mind works. They genuinely care, and remembering the details is their way of saying, you matter to me. They'll recall your favorite song, the name of your childhood dog, or that random story you told them when you were half asleep. The funny part? They'll act like it's nothing. They won't brag about remembering or make it a big gesture. It's just part of how they show affection, by noticing, remembering, and acting on things most people would overlook. So, if your INFJ keeps bringing up things you mentioned once in passing, don't freak out, they're not stalking your memory. They're just quietly proving they've been paying attention to you this whole time. Number 3, their body language gets weirdly contradictory. Here's the thing about INFJs. They might be emotional geniuses on the inside, but when they start liking someone, their outside can't always keep up. Suddenly, the calm, composed, emotionally insightful INFJ turns into a walking paradox. Their body says one thing, their words say another, and you're left wondering, wait, do they like me, or am I imagining this? For example, they'll look at you like, really look, and the second you notice, boom, eye contact gone. They'll smile when you talk, but then fidget with their sleeve or tuck their hair behind their ear, like they're trying to distract themselves from the fact that their heart's doing parkour. You might catch them being super warm and chatty one day, then slightly distant the next, not because they've lost interest, but because they're overanalyzing every interaction, like it's an emotional chess game. INFJs are naturally private and cautious with their feelings, so when they catch themselves liking someone, it throws off their inner balance. Their brain goes, act normal, but their subconscious goes, or stare at them for 5 seconds too long and then pretend to check your phone. They'll want to be close to you, but they'll also be terrified of coming on too strong. That's why you'll see these little pushes and pulls, leaning in when they're comfortable, pulling back when they realize how much they care. It's that classic INFJ contradiction, intense emotion hidden under calm control. And here's the adorable part. They think they're being subtle. They believe they're hiding it perfectly, but the truth is their energy shifts completely around you. Their eyes soften, their tone changes, and their usual thoughtful distance turns into this quiet warmth. If you're paying attention, you'll feel it, the kind of attention that says, You are not just another person in the room. So, if your INFJ seems calm but their hands are fidgeting, their words are careful, and their eyes linger a little too long, yeah, they're probably into you. They're just trying really, really hard not to show it all at once. Number 4, they find subtle ways to be around you. INFJs aren't the type to make grand romantic moves or chase someone in an obvious way. Nope, when they like you, they'll show it in quiet, sneaky, adorably strategic ways. You might notice they always happen to be around, just coincidentally. You're at a group hangout? Oh look, they're sitting near you. You mention a hobby you love? Suddenly they've been meaning to try it too. This isn't manipulation, it's comfort seeking. INFJs value deep connection, so being near someone they like without making it a huge deal feels like their way of inching closer emotionally without having to risk outright rejection. They'll orbit around you in small natural ways, just enough to feel part of your world. They might also start initiating more contact, but in that soft INFJ way. They'll send you a thoughtful message, share a song that reminded me of you, or ask your opinion on something random just to start a conversation. It's their way of saying, I want to talk to you, but I need an excuse so I don't seem too obvious. And they'll absolutely remember your schedule. If you always grab coffee at a certain place, don't be surprised if they just happen to stop by. If you're working on a project, they might offer to help, partly because they care, and partly because it's another reason to spend time near you. But here's the kicker. Even though they're making these little efforts, they'll act casual, almost aloof. They'll pretend it's no big deal, all while internally thinking, okay, stay cool, don't make it weird, just be normal. Meanwhile, their heart is doing emotional backflips. Number 5, they overthink every single interaction. If you've ever wondered what it's like inside an INFJ's mind when they like someone, imagine 1,000 browser tabs open at once, all analyzing you. Every message, every emoji, every tiny pause in a conversation becomes data in their emotional spreadsheet. You text them, hey, and they'll spend the next hour trying to decode if that hey was friendly, flirty, or just polite. You laugh at one of their jokes, their brain starts replaying it like it's a highlight reel. You say, see you later. Cool. They'll spend the rest of the night wondering if that meant you actually want to see them later, or if it was just something people say. INFJs are natural overthinkers, but when feelings get involved, that tendency hits maximum overdrive. They'll analyze their own behavior too. Did I say too much? Did I seem weird? Should I have smiled more? Maybe I shouldn't have smiled at all. It's both endearing and exhausting. They don't want to ruin a good thing by saying or doing the wrong thing, so they'll replay every conversation like it's under review in slow motion. And the irony, on the outside, they'll look totally calm and collected, nodding, smiling, acting like nothing's going on, while internally they're spiraling over whether you noticed that half second of eye contact they made. But here's the sweet part. All that overthinking comes from care. They don't analyze people they don't value. If your INFJ is clearly putting mental energy into you, remembering things, overanalyzing texts, second-guessing what they said, it means you've officially taken up space in their heart and probably 90% of their brain. These videos will be really helpful for you.